The mysterious disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of renowned television host Savannah Guthrie, has left a family and a nation searching for answers. Nancy vanished under troubling circumstances, turning an ordinary day into a growing nightmare, filled with uncertainty and fear. How could someone simply disappear without a trace? Was it a tragic accident, a planned abduction, or something far more complex? In this video, we will carefully unravel the timeline, examine the unanswered questions, and explore the emotional toll this case has taken on her loved ones. What clues have investigators uncovered? What secrets might still be hidden? Stay with us as we dive deep into the haunting mystery surrounding the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. According to initial reports, Nancy Guthrie, 84, was officially reported missing on February 1st, 2026, after she was last seen at her residence near Tucson, Arizona. Family members became concerned when repeated phone calls went unanswered that morning, an unusual occurrence, as Nancy was known to maintain a consistent daily routine and regularly check in with loved ones. Authorities in the Tucson area confirmed that there were no immediate signs of forced entry at the home. Personal belongings, including her phone and handbag, were reportedly left behind, raising further questions about the circumstances of her disappearance. Neighbors later shared that in the days prior, Nancy appeared quieter than usual, though nothing seemed overtly alarming at the time. Investigators have been carefully reviewing surveillance footage from nearby streets and speaking with residents in the surrounding community. As the timeline continues to be reconstructed, small but significant details are beginning to surface, offering a clearer picture of her final known movements, while the search efforts remain active and ongoing. As of February 26, 2026, the search for Nancy Guthrie has entered its 25th day, marking a critical point in an investigation that continues to evolve. Local authorities in Tucson have now expanded the temporary no parking zone around her residence, citing increased congestion caused by national media crews and independent content creators gathering near the property. Police emphasize that the measure is intended to preserve access for investigative teams and to maintain a respectful environment for the neighborhood. Over the past 48 hours, officers have been seen canvassing additional areas beyond the immediate residential block, including nearby desert trails and access roads leading toward the foothills north of Tucson. Search units, accompanied by trained personnel, conducted methodical sweeps during early morning hours when ground visibility is optimal. Law enforcement officials confirmed that new tips have been received through a dedicated hotline, some referencing sightings in the days leading up to February 1st that were not initially reported. Sources close to the investigation indicate that digital forensic specialists are also reviewing data records to reconstruct more precise movement patterns in the surrounding area during the relevant timeframe. While authorities have not disclosed specific findings, they describe the latest phase as analytical and evidence-driven. Meanwhile, community members have quietly organized support efforts, leaving notes and flowers at a designated area away from the home, reflecting the deep concern that continues to ripple through Tucson as each day unfolds with cautious anticipation. In the latest development, federal authorities have confirmed that the FBI has successfully recovered and enhanced security footage captured near Nancy Guthrie's residence on the night she disappeared. The video, recorded shortly before midnight, reportedly shows a masked individual approaching the front entrance. Investigators noted that the figure appeared to be carrying what has been described as a weapon, though officials have refrained from releasing further specifics while forensic analysis continues. The footage, obtained from a combination of private home surveillance systems and a nearby street camera, is now central to the investigation. Specialists at an FBI field office have been working to clarify visual details, including height estimates and movement patterns. According to sources familiar with the case, the individual remained at the property for a brief but significant period before moving out of frame. In the days following the release of limited information about the video, authorities also received multiple messages claiming responsibility and demanding ransom payments in cryptocurrency. However, Law enforcement has publicly stated that several of these communications have already been identified as fraudulent attempts to exploit the situation. Digital analysts trace some of the messages to unrelated sources outside Arizona, reinforcing concerns about misinformation spreading online. Meanwhile, investigators are carefully cross-referencing the timeline of the recovered footage with newly surfaced neighborhood accounts and previously overlooked activity logs. Each verified clue is being methodically evaluated as officials continue to piece together what may have occurred during those critical overnight hours in Tucson. The investigation has also drawn national political attention. In a public statement delivered during a campaign event, former U.S. President Donald Trump addressed the case directly, calling for those responsible to release Nancy Guthrie immediately. He warned that anyone involved would face the full weight of federal law, emphasizing that crimes targeting elderly citizens demand the strictest legal consequences available under the justice system. His remarks quickly circulated across major news networks and social media platforms, amplifying the case beyond Arizona, while law enforcement agencies have maintained a measured tone, reiterating that the investigation remains evidence-based and ongoing. The former president's comments have added a new layer of public scrutiny. At the same time, officials in Arizona, including representatives in Phoenix and local leaders in Tucson, have urged the public to remain calm and avoid speculation. Behind the scenes, coordination between federal and state authorities has reportedly intensified following the emergence of the surveillance footage. Sources indicate that interagency briefings have taken place in recent days to ensure unified communication and investigative consistency. Political analysts note that high-profile attention can sometimes generate additional tips, though it may also increase pressure on investigators. For Nancy Guthrie's family, the spotlight brings both renewed hope and heightened emotional strain, as each statement from public figures further underscores the gravity of the situation unfolding in Tucson. Amid mounting national attention and the expanding federal investigation, the family of Nancy Guthrie has announced a substantial reward aimed at accelerating credible leads. In a carefully worded statement released through representatives, the family confirmed a reward of up to $1 million for information that directly contributes to locating her. The announcement was made as the search moved into its fourth week, underscoring both urgency and determination. The reward, according to family spokespersons, is being administered in coordination with law enforcement to ensure that all tips are properly vetted. Officials clarified that submissions must go through established channels, including the dedicated FBI tip line and local Tucson authorities, to protect the integrity of the investigation. The structured process is designed to filter out misinformation while prioritizing actionable intelligence. Within hours of the announcement, call volume reportedly surged. Investigators began categorizing new submissions based on geographic relevance, timeline consistency, and corroborating evidence. Some tips referenced vehicles seen in the area during late-night hours in early February, while others pointed to unfamiliar activity along lesser-used residential routes near the outskirts of Tucson. Authorities have emphasized that even seemingly minor observations, unusual sounds, unfamiliar individuals, or brief encounters could prove meaningful when cross-referenced with verified data. Behind the scenes, financial and digital experts are also monitoring potential attempts to exploit the reward. Officials have cautioned the public against engaging with unofficial intermediaries or individuals claiming private negotiation channels. Law enforcement reiterated that any legitimate exchange of information would occur strictly within legal frameworks and without direct contact with suspected parties. For the family, the reward represents more than a financial incentive. It is a signal of unwavering resolve. Those close to them describe long days spent in quiet coordination with investigators, reviewing updates and holding on to cautious hope. Community members in Tucson have responded with renewed engagement, distributing updated flyers and sharing official tip line details across neighborhood groups and civic organizations. As the reward announcement continues to circulate across national broadcasts and digital platforms, investigators remain focused on measurable progress. Each verified lead is documented, mapped against established timelines, and assessed alongside forensic findings already in review. The introduction of the reward has added fresh momentum to the case, generating a new wave of information that authorities are methodically working to evaluate in real time. In moments like this, beyond the headlines and investigations, there is a family waiting, hoping, and holding on to faith. Nancy Guthrie is not just a name in the news. She is a mother, a grandmother, a neighbor, and a woman whose life has touched many in quiet, meaningful ways. As the search continues, what her loved ones need most right now is compassion, patience, and understanding from all of us. Let us approach this story with empathy. Avoid speculation, share only verified information. A kind word, a respectful comment, or simply keeping the family in your thoughts can make a difference during such an emotionally heavy time. The Tucson community has already shown strength through unity, and that unity matters. If you believe in spreading awareness responsibly, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel so accurate updates can reach more people. Greater visibility can help ensure that credible information travels farther than rumors. To Nancy's family and to the community standing beside them, may you find strength in each other, comfort in solidarity, and hope in every new day of searching.